Hello guys, welcome back to the United Line Football channel. Sorry for the late upload. I'm actually at an event, but I had to get this video out for you guys. Let's get into it. Manchester United versus Burnley. This is the review of the Premier League game at Turf Moor, where we won game 1-0. Now that is a very good scoreline for a lot of reasons. The first one is we kept a clean sheet. That's the first time we're keeping a clean sheet since the first game of the season versus Wolves. Second, what's important is we capped off a very difficult week with a victory, and it's 3 more points to the tally. And in a league format, it's about putting points on the board, and that's what we did. So congrats to the team, elated for the win, and we move on. Now let's get into the game itself and then the player ratings after. It was a game that we expected to win, a game that we should win, and we did win. Let's begin the starting lineup. When I saw the team sheet, I was like, one more injury. Martinez, he's out, he's injured, and with the same players playing so many games so soon, niggles, we're gonna pick up a lot of niggles here and there, and players gonna be injured for like a 2 weeks to 3 weeks. It's just fatigue of the muscle, and they pick up like a niggles here and there. I hope Martinez is not a long-term injury. I hope he can be back for next week Premier League game against Crystal Palace. So we're gonna keep an eye out for that one. Give him a week off and let's see if he can be fit for that game because we missed him today. With that being said, we had Johnny Evans. He came into the team. He played really well. But when I saw the team sheet, it was Onana, Dalot, Johnny Evans, Victor Lindelof, Sergio Reguilon, Casemiro, Scott McTominay, Hannibal, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, and Rasmus Højlund up top. I was okay with the midfield. I think that playing Scott McTominay in that midfield, it brings some steel, brings some legs, brings some energy into that midfield. And with Christian Eriksen playing so many games, so many minutes, and we know he tends to fade at the end, towards the end of the games, it makes sense to give him a rest in this game because we have 2 more games coming up this week. So I was okay with rotation. I was okay with giving Hannibal a chance. He looked really good in pre-season. In those 2 games on the USA leg of pre-season, he looked really good, and he looked good today. Now, the game itself was a case of 2 halves. The first half, we went pressing high up the pitch, and Burnley, they had more possession than we did in both halves, and consequently, they had more possession of the football for the entire game. And what happened was we weren't pressing the fullbacks, we weren't at it, we weren't tackling high up the pitch, so they were able to transition the football from their defensive third to their midfield third to their attacking third. In the second half, Erik Ten Hag, he made a change. He actually allowed Casemiro and Scott to be further up the pitch, which enabled Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford to engage in the Burnley defenders. It was like a man-to-man when Burnley had a goal kick. And Johnny Evans, he would step out of the back line and into that space in the midfield. So what he did, he shortened the distance between our defensive third and our midfield third by having Johnny Evans pushing up 10, 15 yards into midfield ahead of Victor Lindelof. So we were higher up the pitch in the second half, and we scored a goal at a time when most teams don't want to concede, right before the break. And I think one of the things that Eric Ten Hag did was he managed the game really well. He also instructed the players to sit back, take a breather, allow Burnley to break us down because we have so much minutes, so much miles in our legs as a team because the same players are playing game in, game out, every game, same players. So, and fatigue is creeping in. So, he said, just sit back and then allow Burnley. Say to Burnley, hey, come and break us down. And keep his low block, keep compact in the middle. And that's what we did. So, we managed the game really well in the second half. Burnley had a couple shots from outside the box. Orlando made a save. There was a scramble at one point in the second half. But apart from that, it was really a very easy game in the second half. The football played in front of our back line. They didn't really spawn in behind us in the second half. They did it in the first half, but the second half they did not. And that's where you give Eric Ten Hag his praises. In the Brighton game last week, I was very upset. I thought he cost us that game, which is formation and selection. But this game, he showed us what we come to expect of Eric Ten Hag at Manchester United. He picked the right team for the opposition, and he got his tactics spot on today. So kudos to the manager, and kudos to Amrabat. He came on and he showed us his versatility. He came on to play left back, and that shows trust from the manager to put your midfield player in the left back position and say, hey, just go out there and see out the couple of minutes that was left in the game, and he did all right. Again, good victory, good 3 points. I'm elated for the win. I will take that. We move on to the next one. Midweek, EFL Cup, Crystal Palace, and then next game is a Premier League, also against Crystal Palace. So look forward to those matches. But let's get into the player ratings. Andrew Onana goal, he gets a 7 from me. He made some really straightforward saves, and he made a couple really good acrobatic save as well, and he was saved by the post in the first half. But hey, he did not concede, and I'm okay with that. He gets a 7. Diego Dalot, the first 20 minutes he picked up a yellow card, and he was like timid. He wasn't really aggressive in his tackles, but his passing run in behind was excellent. He gets a 7 as well. Johnny Evans, welcome back. Johnny Evans, welcome back. If that goal wasn't ruled out for offside, he would have gotten a 9. He was one of the 2 players that I had in mind for man of the match. But he gets an 8, clean sheet as well. So he gets an 8. And then that assist to Bruno Fernandes, spot on, world class pass with his left foot, his weaker foot. So it was a brilliant pass. He gets an 8. His partner today, Victor Lindelof, he gets a 7. He was not as good as Johnny Evans today, but he did his job. He, in the tackle, win his headers. He gets a 7. Sergio Reguilon, he gets a 7 as well. He is playing some really good football. He is consistent. He's tackling, he's dribbling, he's making some good passes. He has performed well since he came into the team as a starter. Casemiro. Now this the last game I was saying that his conditioning is not up to par. He didn't look fit, but today he was tackling, he was sliding, he was doing his passes, he was advancing up the pitch. And I remember in the 85th minute or somewhere around there, Hannibal he played in Marcus Rashford, and it was Marcus by himself with like four defenders, and Casemiro he was just bursting his lungs. He was sprinting to get into the box. At the 85th minute, I was like, yeah, that is a Casemiro that we have come to know at Manchester United. And as I said before, once his condition improve, once he gets fitter, he will be back. I wasn't worried about his performances. I know that he would have been back. Casemiro, he gets an 8. Scott McTominay, he wasn't quite as good as Casemiro. He kept position, he filled in, he had some good runs, some good passes, but he just hasn't hit that height that he has with Scotland. So he gets an 7 6. It's at 6.5, but I'm gonna go with a 7 just for the clean sheet, just for the 3 points. I'll give him a 7. Hannibal. No, that was a really, really good performance. It came off the back of his cameo and a goal against Brighton, and he kept things ticking over. He played as a number 10. Today he was all over the pitch. He was tracking back. He was on the left and right through the middle. He did all today, and he kept things simple. Just keep the ball ticking over those 10-15 yard passes, bringing us up the pitch. And I was happy with his performance. He gets an 8. Bruno Fernandes, captain Bruno Fernandes. That goal reminded me of Robin van Persie against Aston Villa, that volley from Wayne Rooney. That reminded me of that goal. When I saw the ball playing over the top, I was like, he's gonna take a touch and then maybe try to bend it on the keeper or something. He went volley first time, bang, in the goal. A very, very good goal by our captain. He gets a 9. He was not as effective out wide, but he performed. He tracked back with his opposing fullback. He made some passes. He did some great runs, and leading up to that goal, he made that run like 4 times, like 4 to 5 times. He made it, but the ball did not came his way, and he still kept making those runs, and he was rewarded with a goal, a fantastic goal. He gets a 9, and he's also my man of the match, or captain, or my captain, Bruno Fernandes. Marcus Rashford, let's go to Marcus first. He gets a 6. He has just one goal contribution all season. He needs to pick it up. I think that he made a couple of runs. He advanced the ball up the pitch a couple of times, but it wasn't any end product today. Wasn't really a pass or crosses into the box. He had couples where he could have laid it off. He did one for Rasmus Højlund, and those interplays between him and Rasmus Højlund, it will only get better as they play more games, and the understanding will be there. But for now, he gets a 6. Rasmus Højlund, he gets a 6 as well. It was a sedate performance. He didn't really get much opportunity, didn't get much chance at the football. He didn't get a lot of touches of the football, and that was expected today. Once we took the lead, we're just gonna sit back and conserve energy and try to preserve that 1-0 scoreline. We didn't want to concede, and we were happy just for the win. So the second half, it was like a graveyard shift for him. There was not much chances. He held the ball up really well. He had some touches, some nice interplays, but he gets a six today. Our subs, Rafael Varane, he came back. Good to see him coming back. Not to see it wasn't good to see he came back because the next defender was injured though. But I'm happy he's back on the pitch and he's fully fit. He's ready to go. He gets a standard six. Amrabat, he came on to play left back just to see out the remaining 5 minutes of the game. He gets a six. Last is Eric Ten Hag. He gets an 8 today. He gets an 8. He got his selection, his tactics, his in-game management, his changes that he made from the first half to the second half. He gets an 8. He did really well today. And yeah, 3 points in the bag. We keep adding the points. And that's all we can do at this point, picking up points. And then a clean sheet. I'm happy for that as well. Again, man of the match, Bruno Fernandes. And we go marching on and on and on. Thank you guys. See you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.